just now getting an update out of Philadelphia. As you can see, a live picture, officers stepping up to the podium, and hopefully we'll have an update on what happened during this officer-involved shooting. Let's listen in here on Live Now from Fox.
Shooting happened today in the 19th District at approximately 3:50 p.m.
Everybody good? All right, everybody good? Ready to go? All right. Today, just around 3:40 p.m., two 19th District officers conduct a vehicle investigation in the 200 block of North 60th Street. Upon approaching the vehicle, one officer approached the driver's side, one officer approached the passenger side. At some point in time, the passenger of the vehicle and one of our officers got into a struggle, at which point that suspect shot our officer, at least at this point we know at least 2 times, striking the officer in the abdomen area just under his vest. Which point the officer that was the driver immediately went around to assist his partner. He returned fire. Both suspects fled. The officer then transported his partner to the hospital here, where he was immediately taken inside, and at this point in time he is in the OR again, just to make sure that he doesn't have any internal injuries as a result of the bullet. It looks like one bullet went in and came out, but at this point they're still ensuring that what type of damage may have been done with the second bullet. At this point in time, he is in critical condition as a result of this incident. Again, our officers are out there looking for the individuals that are involved in this situation. And again, we would ask if anyone from the public observed anything, even no matter how large or how small, even if they think they saw something, we're asking that you give us a call, 215-686-TIPS, and provide all of that information so that we can get these 2 individuals in custody.
Any description of the 2 men involved? Any person you're looking for?
Not right at this point, in terms of, again, we're going to review again, video that's out at that location, the officer's body-worn camera, to see if we can get a clear depiction of the individuals, and then that information will be disseminated as quickly as possible. There was a vehicle that was involved. We believe we may have located that vehicle, but that's being held at this point. They're still going to make sure that that is the vehicle. So there's still some work to do to get these 2 individuals in custody. But again, obviously, you know, that's our #1 priority, to get these 2 individuals off the street. The fact that you would shoot at a police officer that's doing their jobs, you have no regard for life. And so at this point, we're trying to get these people in custody as quickly as possible.
Could you tell us the details about this vehicle investigation? Why did the officers stop this vehicle?
Don't have all of that information just yet. Again, incident happened, I guess, about an hour and 20 minutes ago, somewhere around there. So still trying to work out all of that information to determine why the vehicle investigation was being conducted. But again, we know what occurred in the sense that one of the individuals shot our officer. And that's the main priority, is getting that person in custody at this point.
Mayor, right. Did you want to say something?
No, it's just a very dangerous and difficult job done by very brave people. And they go out every day to try to keep us safe and put their lives in harm's way, and their health in harm's way. And we can't really repay them for doing that kind of work. So our prayers are with the officer and all of our officers to make sure that he recovers and they stay safe. So.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody.
Can you just go through, I'm sorry, just really quick, can we go through kind of a little bit about what happens now with the investigation? Just a little bit about like who you talk to, what happens next in an investigation procedurally?
Well, there's a couple different components. One, obviously, the one is trying to figure out all the pieces as to what actually occurred. Our officer-involved shooting investigation team will be obviously investigating the police discharge by the second officer involved in this. So again, a couple different components that have to be done just to make sure that we can wrap up everything. And again, going back to the original point of just trying to get as much information as we possibly can, as quickly as we possibly can, so that we can get the individuals that are responsible for this in custody.
Was the suspect shot or wounded? We heard that there was someone in custody. We heard that there was a positive ID, one in custody from Grace and Edgewood.
We don't have anybody in custody at this point in time. And so I don't know where you're getting the information, but there's so many things that are happening in the city right now. Maybe someone got that confused, but we don't have anyone in custody at this point.
Police take someone into custody at 60th and Grace. Not related.
No, we don't have anybody in custody. Not in regards to this at this point. The officer has 5 years on. He's 32 years of age, and that's pretty much what we want to get at this time. Some of his family is here, but we're holding back his name just to ensure that all of his family is notified. And again, the family is just asking for you to keep him in your thoughts and prayers. We are asking the same. And obviously, they just want a little time to themselves, just to be able to process all of this. It's not normal, and so we can't normalize it and make it normal. And so that's what we have at this point.
And is the commissioner on her way, or?
Yeah, the commissioner is currently en route. She was at the Major City Chiefs conference, which was happening in Washington D.C. But as soon as she heard about the shooting, she got on the first train, and she's currently en route to Philadelphia.
Thank you.
As soon as possible.
What about
Thank you.
the other officers? Do you have age and
We'll push out that information as we get it as of right now. But like the first deputy said, our main concern right now is anybody who's seen anything, any information whatsoever, they can call our tip lines, 215-686-TIPS. It's 8477. They can also send a text to that number or dial 911. And thank you all so much. Okay, take care.
You're just listening into officials there in Philadelphia providing an update saying the officer is in critical condition after this altercation with a suspect. 2 shots were fired, obviously taken to the hospital. One, he said, potentially went through the officer. The other one, they are still working on that. We're also getting our live picture right now here on Live Now from Fox. Potential suspect in custody. I don't know if this is the same scene, but potentially this is what our helicopter in Philadelphia is over right now. As you can see, someone potentially detained after an ordeal there in Philadelphia as well. So I'm not sure if this is the exact suspect that they were looking for, but potentially someone is detained in Philadelphia after that officer-involved shooting in West Philadelphia after a traffic stop. So they were searching for a potential suspect. I do not know if that's the exact person they were looking for, but potentially a good sign if it is, as this one wrapped up rather quickly as they're putting in the back of a police van right there. So that's what we're looking at here on Live Now from Fox. That's what we do here on Live Now from Fox, watching all of these scenes unfold in real time. Of course, you just saw that person be put in the back of this police vehicle. This is also the scene at the hospital as potentially getting word of this. Some people on a telephone call. So we just heard from officials in Philadelphia provide an update on that one, as they said the officer was in critical condition after being shot multiple times by a suspect. So we're learning new details here all the time as we go. But certainly a lot of support for that officer on the ground at the Presbyterian Church there, Presbyterian Hospital there in Philadelphia.